Okay, so you have a script?
I
for
do
us
have a
today?
script. I'd like it to be known before we even start. I made this in like 5 minutes.
Of course you did.
Really late at night. So if
so-
it's not great, but
my iPad died, so we're gonna
do we have to share a script?
we're gonna share a script.
I also didn't print it out. I'm not that.
Yeah, he didn't print it out for us.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Your line's up first.
Okay. Liam does intro. So Cameron,
you gotta do the intro. I did this in 5 minutes, so you gotta do the intro. Like the welcome to the Sweetcast.
Welcome to the Sweetcast. So Cameron, you said you have something for us today. What is it?
I'm so glad you asked. What I have for the audience is something very special. A confession.
What? A confession? What are you confessing to?
You misunderstand, Liam. I'm not confessing.
Didn't you write a
but
play?
Getting one.
Didn't you write a script for a play?
Me and Henry wrote the script.
Why is this so shit already?
I literally already described it. It took me 5 minutes to write this out. The script took months.
Keep going. Let's keep going with the script.
I can't believe how unprofessional you are.
You're a jackass.
I'm not confessing, but getting one. Liam, what did you do on the night of August 21st, 2021?
Fuck if I know. 21st, 2021.
Please.
Oh, I was filming something.
Please
for the
stick to the
tomorrow.
script.
Okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not saying this.
Please stick to this.
Well, in all honesty, I was stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from an unnamed organization's accounts in order to fund my firearm smuggling businesses. I worked there. You can't make me say that.
You're very unprofessional right now. You're not sticking to the script.
I didn't make you say shit like that. Made you say you were a girl and say Confusalinga. Is Confusalinga in the script?
No, I cut that bit out.
Can you say it at the end? It's like your catchphrase. We can brand that.
Wow, you have lived one interesting life. Sadly, the punishment for embezzlement is, well, you know.
That's the whole script. I thought you actually loaded that.
Please stick to the script. You're supposed to be dead now.
I don't have a script, so I can't. I don't know
sorry.
what I'm supposed to be doing.
Sorry. Get shot, die. It's.
She doesn't say I die.
No, I know, but like again, 5 minutes. Give me a break here.
Maybe we should put more work in.
Well, thank you for joining us for today's episode. We hope you had a great time. Next week, our special guest, Nasra Garth, will help us teach us how to reanimate a dead body. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, be honest, Cameron.
How do you think of my script? What do you think? Workshop it with me here.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you right now. I'm gonna be 100% honest and serious.
Yeah.
I honestly expected way more than that. That was dog shit.
Well, like my professor said, could have been better. But you know,
I expected you wrote a whole fucking play.
What I literally just said I wrote this in 5 minutes.
I can write scripts in 5 minutes.
I can't. It took me months to write that script, and I had another person writing it with me. Me and Henry did that together, and then workshopped it for months.
Also, you're really good. Why put the line of me embezzling from the?
Because I thought
I worked there.
Because I thought it'd be really funny.
Welcome back to the Sweetcast, the comedy podcast hosted by Liam and Camron. You're listening to this week's free version of the episode. If you want everything you see here, plus more, check out the link in the description for the Patreon. And with that, please enjoy this week's episode.
Welcome back to the Sweetcast. I'm your host, Liam. You
and
guys
I'm
all
your
know me.
co-host, Cameron.
We're back. This is episode 10 of season 2. Oh,
Episode 10.
made it a good mount. You've actually overtaken Oliver for the amount of episodes you've been on. How does that feel?
I was feeling pretty good. I've already
That's
written
great.
a script now. I've got Liam to confess now. I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm glad you're happy and proud about that.
You got it. That's kind of good. The embezzlement part was at least like a little kind of funny.
I enjoyed not knowing what I was going to be saying until reading it. I feel like it's kind of a fun part for me. I feel like we should address the elephant in the room. The hate comments on the Christian episode.
Oh, are we going to address those?
Yeah.
No.
Cameron called me crying because of what you guys said about him.
That's not true.
Like a little bitch.
It's not true.
Crying. I could hear the snot dribbling on the microphone. It was really gross and really pathetic. So what I would prefer for the future is if you guys have a hate comment to leave, His Instagram's link in the description.
Hey.
Slide into his DMs to leave him a hate comment so I don't have to hear about that. I don't want him to read that shit and wait for him to drive it.
You're an asshole, man. You know that? You're an asshole.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
I hope we fix some of the issues.
Yeah, I hope the audio's actually good. We're really sorry about that. The audio was actually...
Yeah, audio was pretty iffy.
I will not
I will
take
give you guys
criticism,
that.
though, about the Tally Hall shit. It's an easily forgettable name of a song, all right? Ruler of Everything. I will not take flack for that. Audio, yeah. That, no. Fucking looking at you, Top Dog. I think it was Top Dog.
Okay, we're not calling specific people out.
Oh, okay. Just we'll bleep that out. You can bleep stuff out, right?
Yeah.
You'll edit this.
I will edit this. No. Message was received.
Wait, are we editing the? I'm lost. Are we cutting this or?
No, we are actually.
Are we addressing these?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Cameron did call me crying.
I did. That's not true.
Cameron did send me multiple videos of him bawling his eyes out and reading them.
That's not true. There's 3
I did
comments.
have to talk him off the ledge. He did think about breaking his computer so he wouldn't have to see that stuff.
That's absolutely.
I did talk him off the edge of that, so we're good. Cameron is going to work on talking into the microphone from now on.
Oh yeah, that too. My bad.
We did decide that was a big issue of his.
My bad.
So message received. This podcast, maybe 16 episodes in, we're still learning. Okay, remember this is only Cameron's like 6th or 7th episode as a co-host, so he's still learning shit.
How hateful were these comments that you have to address the microphone one? I guess.
Oh no, that shit's been something that's pissing me off.
Oh,
It literally bugs me so much when you drop the microphone to yell at me.
Why wouldn't you tell me? Why wouldn't you tell me?
I tell you all the time. I tell you in an offhanded way. Today, I was telling you straight up. Talking to the fucking mic.
Okay.
Because you drop it all the time and yell at me, and then your audio, it's not picking up on your microphone. It's coming through mine, and it sounds shit.
Before this episode, Liam was just like, "Hey, could you like maybe talk to the mic?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure, man." All of a sudden, the camera turns on, and he turns into a different person. It's like the video gives him hate. You doing all right, buddy?
It makes me feel better. I feel great about myself. Yeah. Oh, did I turn my microphone? I didn't. Oh, we're good. Yeah. The other thing was that it was really jarring because you were so quiet and then I was so loud, and you know, that was on me too. I was too close to the microphone. Because I even had trouble syncing because I did it and I hit the microphone. So it was like me like really close talking really loud, and you like
me doing one of these.
Yeah, really. So yeah, you know what? We'll give it to you guys.
Yeah.
Not a great episode. Not our finest moments.
We're always looking to improve. We're looking to learn.
I feel like last week's episode was a big improvement.
Oh, the AI one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big improvement. So this week we're talking about a big hot topic, big thing that's being talked about right now. The Last of Us show.
Oh.
Have you seen the first episode?
I have not. I haven't seen any of it.
Have you played the games?
No, I have not.
Have you seen gameplay of the games?
I have actually. No, that's a lie. I think I played like 5 minutes at your place.
Okay. Do you know like what the games are kind of about?
Oh,
Like,
I know the
storyline?
entire story. Yeah.
Okay, you know the entire story.
Yeah.
That's what the most part matters.
I mean, I think everyone knows about Last of Us Part 2. That was a huge controversy.
Huge controversy.
Yeah, everyone was
thing
making
when it
videos
came
about
out. Yeah. So, but we're talking about the first one because that's what this season's based off of.
Okay.
Are you planning on watching the show?
I might.
I'll tell you right. I watched the first episode. It's really good.
You are a big fan of
Really
it, so
I know the poster's up there on the wall.
You got artwork. You got posters.
Yeah, I don't know how much you guys can see, but
You got a drawn painting. You
I have
can't
a
see that one,
painting
audience.
of
But
that poster. I have art book for the second game. I have a Last of Us Fireflies pendant. I own the first game. I own every version of the first game. PS3 remaster of PS4 and the remake for the PS5.
Wow.
Plus part 2. I'm a big fan of the games. I really like them.
So tell me, what did you like about the film? Or not the film, the first episode.
First episode, honestly, I really liked there were some scenes where if you didn't care about the source material, you could have done it a different way. But they made the choice to film it in a way similar to the games.
Okay.
My favorite one is in the opening when just after the outbreak's happening when they're trying to get out of the city, and then the truck scene. And so in the game, it's confined. Your camera's following Sarah, Joel's daughter, between the truck, and so as she turns to look at that, it flips the camera behind her. And it's kind of going at all. It's very claustrophobic. In the show, you could have done an outside of the truck scene, or you could have done a little something like that. it's almost entirely done like that, where the camera's moving with her.
Mhm.
I thought it was so cool. I really love that.
Mm.
I did find it really fun, like going through like, oh my god, that was from the game. Like, as they're driving, they go past this farmhouse that's on fire, and my first thought seeing that was actually it's on the other side of the road, because in the game it's on the right and the show is on the left.
Sometimes I think I have problems, but then you say shit like that, and I just go.
I
Maybe.
literally, I that was my first. I saw the scene. I was like, wow, that looks so good. It's actually on the right side though. And I was like, wait, that was weird. I mean, it's on the right side though, but that was weird. But I actually really liked it. I thought like a lot of the changes they made really good. Oh, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, that's on you. It's been out for a week. Second episode's coming out. Actually, it's by the time this comes out, it's been out for over a week. So it's on you if you haven't seen it. I thought it was really good. They changed because in the games it's like spores is how you get infected or bit. Like if you get bit or inhale
Yeah, because the
spores.
zombies are like fungus.
Yeah, it's
right?
a fungus thing. Yeah. They changed that because, and I actually understand. I didn't totally love it when they first announced that it wasn't spores anymore. And I don't. There's like stuff for the second game. It's more important. The first game I actually don't actually mind it. In the first game it was like you visually saw spores. Your character put on a mask, and it was like lower visibility. But for a show, that's not as much. That's not as entertaining if you can't see everything as well. There's other ways to do that. So they changed it from spores to tentacles.
Is this like an elaborate hentai joke that you're setting
no,
up?
it's legit.
Oh, is this an actual thing?
They changed it from spores to tentacles. Honestly, kind of creepier. It's like mushroom tentacles that like come out of the mouth, and so like if they bite you, it's like that. And so literally the first infected you see is this old lady who's eating like I don't remember who they were, like caretaker and something. And she looks up at Sarah, and it's like the tentacles are like slowly coming back in her mouth, but it's like it looks like a fungus. It was so gross and it was so creepy. And I thought it was really good.
Rule 34 artist is going to have a heyday with that.
I think it's actually not a bad change. Part I love that they added was the first 5 minutes of the show was like a talk show from like 1987 or something. And they're like talking about like a pandemic and everything, and then they go to the other guy and they're like, you don't seem very scared about viruses. And he's like, no, I'm terrified of fungus. And he explains this whole thing of like, oh yeah, but you know it can't survive in like, oh, it's just an animal. He's like, yeah, because it can't survive in human's body temperature. And like, oh well, that's not scary. He's like, what if they had a reason to evolve? And like, and he's like, what if the Earth got a little warmer? I got chills at sea because I was like, oh my god, that's so true. Like, it's realistic.
That's fucking terrifying.
If the world gets hotter, we don't get hotter internally. But now the fungus has it evolved to have a higher resistance to the heat.
Shit.
Yeah. So that was actually really creepy. Like the next few days I saw shit, people were like, yeah. At first I was like, oh wow, I don't get why they added this scene. And then he said that shit. Chills. I was like, yeah, I got it. And it was so good. It's like the first half an hour is like the first intro of the game, and then it goes 20 years later.
Ooh.
And then it starts with this little kid coming to the wall, and they get brought in. Like, oh, do you want to? And like they do, like they have like a scanner that can check if you're infected or not. I'm like, oh, do you want to get new clothes and shower and like eat all the food you want? Yeah. And then it cuts to like a little bit later, and you see Joel, and he's tossing the kid's dead body in the fire because it's infected. It was infected, so they killed him. I was like, whoa.
Okay, questions.
Yeah.
So the idea with the spores is that you don't have to necessarily get bit by the zombies, right?
So
like
the idea in the game was the spores, because it's a fungus.
Right.
If you inhale the spores, you're infected.
Right. So it didn't necessarily have to be like a zombie
Yeah,
bite.
you didn't have to get bit.
In this one, since it's a tentacle from the zombie itself, wouldn't the kid have had to have been bit then?
So he had a hole in his leg. Like they never expressly showed that the kid was infected, but then they did the scanner and it came up with the color and it's like.
But in that sense, if he got bit by one of the zombies, how would he make it? Like how would he have made it? Wouldn't the zombies have killed him? I just feel like
they didn't explain it.
Okay,
the kid came walking alone, so it was probably like the entire group got attacked, they got wiped out, and the kid like barely got away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They didn't really go into it. They didn't really need to. It was more to like show like. Because it was more to show like the brutality of Fedra.
Fair enough.
And how hardened Joel was because he picks up the kid's body and tosses it in the fire. Pedro Pascal is Joel. Yes, he's incredible. He is so good. Gabriel Luna as Tommy, incredible too. They're honestly so good. I wanted more of the pre-outbreak stuff because they were so good all together. Um, uh, I don't remember the actress for Sarah. She was so good too.
Mm.
She's so like it was so good, but it was filmed in Calgary. There was some scenes that took me out of it because I was like, I know what that is. I recognize that skyline.
You were in it. Do you want to tell about that? You were.
I'm in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in
you were
it.
in it.
I'm actually in the highway scene.
Yeah, tell us about
I
that.
haven't gone back and looked through it, but I think I might even actually be able to see my car. Yeah. So when it was first filming, they were putting like, oh, the Last of Us is looking for extras. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be an extra, and they wanted old cars.
Mm.
And lucky me, I drive a 23-year-old car, so it's perfect. So yeah, I was like, hey, yeah, I got a car like that, and they're like, oh, you're in. Be this place that this time. And I was like, oh, I'm hell yeah. And so I went, and I had to dress up in early 2000s wear. I was born in 2002, so I don't really have I don't really have outfits from pre 2003 that fit. So I had to make it work from what I had. But that was the weirdest thing. I was super on like 2013. I know what people wore in 2013, and they're like 2003. I was like, what the fuck did people wear in 2003?
Right.
So it was this whole process like Googling it, and like what am I supposed to wear? And I made this whole thing. You know what's funny? I went on like I put on one of those like bead necklaces.
Oh yeah.
And like I showed up and like, no, don't wear that. She's wearing one in the show. I looked in place.
You
with
too.
it.
Dude, they were about to cast you as her, and it's
No, I was literally like
too much competition.
I was like, oh, maybe people didn't wear these that often. And then she's wearing one in the show. I'm like, the hell.
It was just you're
I felt
too
so
good.
powerful with it on.
They were gonna cast you, and they're like, no, we gotta make you take it off. That's just
Yeah, no, it was actually such a fun time though. Like, we went and we got like all put out in like this long line of cars because there's a bunch of cars.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, it's time to roll onto set. So we all go because they closed a part of the Deerfoot.
Right. Yeah.
And so we all like get put in place, and one of the like assistant directors or something. I don't remember what her position was, but she like, hey, can I ride with you? I was like, yeah, sure. Not even like I was just like, oh, I'm being nice. But apparently it was also like she needs to be close to the director and where the action is, which gets me close to the action where the director is. So it's like,
Nice.
oh, hell yeah! So I get driven all up, and I actually had to stay like in the know of what's going on. And so we're all out there, and we get out there, and we're like waiting and waiting and waiting. They got us in position, and then we waited like 2 hours for the sun to actually start going down because it's supposed to take place at night.
Right.
Which was really fun. You weren't supposed to take pictures. I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I was taking like stealthy pictures. And the hard thing was because she was always around my car. So like, I couldn't even be like, oh my God. Because she's like right there. So I'm like, in my rear mirror, like, oh, that's a good picture. Oh, it's okay. I'm just taking a selfie of myself. Yeah, so it was fun. They fed really well. We got given like a bag lunch. It was like a lot of shit. It was like a juice box, a water bottle, a sandwich, an apple, a bag of chips, a granola bar, and something else. I was like, God damn, that's a lot of food.
My cadets never fed me that
And then
well.
we were there so long that they gave us dinner.
What did you have for dinner? What was?
I don't remember what it was. It was actually really good. It was like chicken and gravy and rice and potatoes or something. It was I was so impressed by the food. I was like, wow, this is kind of fun.
Dude, I'd go to cadets and they'd be like, here's some fucking sliced fruit and some fucking week old sandwiches.
I was actually really, because I was also like, I was Googling like, oh, what should I expect to be an extra? Not what I was expecting.
Wow.
It was very like chillaxed. Like in the post I read, they're like, oh yeah, be prepared to be like standing around for hours, not knowing what to do. Prepare to get yelled at for not doing anything when you don't know what to do. And I was like, okay. Prepare for shitty food. I was like, oh, no. Food was great. Wow. They were all like really fun to be around. It was like sitting in the car. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're doing this. Oh, special effects is gonna put that stuff out. All right, they filmed it. All right, they're gonna do another shot. Okay, they're doing another take. You're gonna do another take. They're gonna do another take. Okay, we're good. Now the VFX team just needs to come and scan everybody's cars. And so, there was no lights on the highway. So it's pitch black walking up the Deerfoot to the bathroom truck. That was a weird experience, but that was so much fun.
I was just about to ask, bathroom.
Yeah.
How'd that work?
Trailer.
They had a trailer. Okay.
They had a trailer under the overpass. So it was hidden from camera view.
Okay.
And so yeah, I was like, oh, I want to go, but I'm at the front, so it was like a long walk.
Oh.
It's a surreal experience walking up a closed off portion of the Deerfoot. There's no cars. There's no lights. You hear murmurs of people talking.
Did you feel like you were in the zombie apocalypse?
Kind of did.
Wow.
It was actually so. It was like
you got the immersive experience.
it was at like 2 a.m. because we started filming at like 6.
Wow.
I finished at 5 a.m. Like I finally got to go home at 5. So I'm like literally walking around. Like I met a few people to talk to them. You know, it was a good chat, hanging out, eating the food. It was a great time. And then at 5 I'm like, hey, you guys are free to go. I was like, I should have gone work off. I didn't. I had work the day before that day I was doing it. And I was like, oh, I don't need to get work off. I just need 2 hours to leave 2 hours early so I can get ready and get down there. So I did. And I was like, oh, but we started at 6. It shouldn't take us that long to film. So I can work at 10 the next day.
Leo.
So 5, like after 5 a.m. I'm like getting in the car ready to leave. I turn on my car. I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? I have to work an 8-hour day in 5 hours.
Yes. Oh wow. So you got like what 3 hours of sleep that night?
I get home because they brought us like dinner at like 2 a.m. So I get home. This is like South Calgary, and I live like top of Calgary.
Right.
So, and this was outside of Calgary, so it was like 45-minute drive. So I get home 6 a.m. Get in. I'm like, okay. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I've been just sitting around for hours. I'm exhausted, but I'm also hungry. So I'm like, okay. Hey, look, there's pizza. So I grab a slice of pizza. I'm like, okay, let's go to bed. I go to bed. I get up at 9 a.m. So I got in like 3 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted still. I have a shower. I go to work. I work the full 8.5-hour day. I come home and I crash.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't crash. I went out to film the Cult of Mara series with you.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that. I finished the day and I was like, okay, Cameron, you still good? All right, I'll be there in 10. And I went and picked you up and we filmed a video. And then I crashed after that.
I forgot
and luckily
that
I didn't sleep I didn't have work the next day, so I got to sleep in.
Yeah, because I remember asking you about it the day of, because I remember you telling me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a ton of fun. Like there was no like part about it that I didn't like. Honestly, just didn't like how I planned my life. I should have taken the day off of work. I don't know why, or like gone late, half day.
Oh, Liam.
Like I don't know why I did that to myself.
You're a masochist.
Idiot. I'm an idiot.
Love the pain.
But you know, I love the experience. And then they did throw an email to come at a later date for like another scene. I couldn't make it work, so I didn't go.
Oh.
But if they film season 2 in Alberta, the boys going. I'm going for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it was actually a ton of fun though.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind me asking about the pay, like what?
Surprisingly good.
Really? Like,
because of my car.
Because of your car.
They pay for your car. So I had to get a COVID test. So they paid me to go to my COVID test, drive to and from my COVID test because they had my address. They paid me to drive from my house to the set. They paid for my car for the entire time I was there, as well as paying me for the entire time I was there, and then paid me to go home. Wow. Plus fed me 2 really good meals.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take that any day.
Yeah.
And are we talking like minimum wage for your time, or?
I think it was like $20 an hour.
$20 an hour, eh?
Yeah, it was like surprisingly good.
Wow, that's really decent.
I really was like, maybe I should look for more extra work and quit.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, but there's not enough extra work to consistently do that.
Not in Alberta,
I got paid a lot of money that day.
Wow.
For like, I was only there for. Okay, I was there for a decent amount of time, but still, really good.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'll take that. That's.
Yeah. So no, and you know what? Even I didn't even care about the pay. I love the games. I want to be a part of the show.
Fair enough.
That was the whole reason I signed up to do it. I literally didn't care about the pay. I just wanted to be able to say, yeah, I'm in the show. I gotta be part of the first episode. So yeah, I was, and the episode, excellent. There were some things that they took out, like they took out a lot of the action. Because in the game, the first little bit is Joel and Tess are going to go find Robert because he's sold their guns. He's ripped them off and he tried to kill Tess. So they're gonna go find Robert to find out where their guns are. And then they find out that he sold them to the Fireflies. And so they kill him. And then Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, shows up, and so she recruits them. She says, yeah, I'll give you more guns than he was going to give you, if you transport Ellie out of the city.
Mm.
And they're like, fine. In the show, they changed it. I don't know how I feel about it still. It's kind of weird.
Mm. And no spoilers. We're not gonna get into
No more
spoilers.
spoilers.
Okay, so what they do in the show?
So in the show, they change it. It's not guns anymore. It's car battery.
Mm.
Because Joel is trying to get out of the city to go track down his brother.
Okay, and is Tess still around?
Tess is there, yeah.
Okay.
They're lovers.
Oh.
Like, that's not that weird of a change. Honestly, I thought it was kind of weird that they weren't in the game.
Mm.
Like, they just never, like, it literally is, it's only a small thing. He's already asleep. She comes home and she lies in the same bed with him. And that's it. And he's, like, super caring. But yeah, no, we're supposed to get a battery from Robert. And so they could start a truck so they could go find Tommy. That was the whole deal. Which is kind of weird. Like, it doesn't work the same way. Especially because then they skip all the part of going to track around Robert and they go to the hotel or the building where the Fireflies are hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bloodbath because there's a shootout because Robert tried to sell the battery to them. The battery was dead. It was a bad battery in the first place. But he got killed. And it's like, oh, Marlene's been shot and they're super low on people because they've been shot and all that. And like, okay, Joel, if you take Ellie out of the city to the Capitol building, there's a group of Fireflies there. They'll give you whatever you want. And it's like, oh, that's cool, but like that whole sequence just doesn't work the same way as the guns.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's quite.
Get to the Capitol building so you get a full car doesn't have the same enticement as you're doing this for guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing, and I think more episodes will make it pay off and make more sense.
Okay.
But it's just a weird thing. And you know what? I'm trying to give it a chance. I don't like Bella Ramsey as Ellie yet.
Okay.
She just doesn't give off Ellie to me yet.
Okay.
Like, I don't think she's a bad actress. And it's not even about the look.
Mm.
She does look different than Ellie. I don't care about the look. I just don't like how she delivers her lines.
Okay.
And like there's people like debating on Twitter like, oh, Ellie was always a brat. There's just something that is different this way. And I don't know. I hope it gets better. I think it will get better. I just don't love that part of it right now.
Okay.
But I think it'll get better.
Okay.
I still love Joel. I'll even watch. I'll close my eyes every time Ellie comes on screen, and then open them whenever Joel. Because Joel is.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal does such a good job.
I know Pedro Pascal is amazing.
So
I love him.
good.
He's great in everything he starts. Did you know he has never starred in a movie under, I think it was like 80% on Rotten Tomatoes?
That makes sense. He's really good.
He's amazing.
He's excellent. No, I'm just when they announced the casting for Joel and Ellie, I was like, yeah, that's Joel. Ellie, I had trouble coming over. Originally, she looked so much different than the game. That was the biggest thing at first. Was Pedro kind of looks like Joel. Like, change his hair, put a little makeup on. Yeah. She just looks so different. But I think, like, I gotten over the looks. And I knew that was going to be a thing. Was, like, no one's going to look the same as the game.
Right.
So I kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to put that away. I want to see if she can do the character. And it's coming around. It's coming around.
Okay.
I'm excited to watch the second episode tonight.
Ooh, exciting. See, I was always wondering about that because to me it was very interesting. Like, you see some games from TV shows, some TV shows from games. Not as often, right? But I guess my question was, it wasn't like a new story. Like Master Chief in the Halo story, right? Was like a new take on Master Chief.
Are you talking about the Halo show?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Okay, listen, we're not
his helmet off constantly.
We're not getting into it, right? We're not getting into the changes.
And the Covenant that want to commit genocide on all humans have humans a part of them.
Listen,
I don't want to get into that.
No. I'm not getting into Halo. What I'm trying to get at though, right, is that some TV shows that base themselves on games different, right? Like again, the Halo show. Very different from the Halo games, right? For better or for worse, depending on who you are. I haven't seen it.
I've never seen someone who says it's better.
Me neither. Me neither.
I've literally never seen someone who said it's better than the games.
They might be out there. If you like the Halo show, leave a comment on why. But my question was, the Last of Us TV show seems to mirror, like almost beat for beat, like of course like car battery guns, small changes, but almost beat for beat be the same. So my question is, what is it that entices Last of Us fans like you to watch the show if it's the exact same as the game?
So it's not the exact same.
Okay, so not
That's
the
the big
exact same. Okay.
So the game, it's a very cinematic game. You play
Right.
the action scenes, but there's a lot of cutscenes.
Mhm.
The show is taking it, and then it's changing it a little bit. So they're changing story pieces, changing some lore pieces,
Okay.
they're changing set pieces, they're changing how the story progresses. But they're taking The Last of Us and saying, okay, these are the points it hits. Like, okay, they go to the Capitol building, then they go to this place, and they go to this place, this place. These are the things. Then they're taking that and they're fleshing out different parts that are kind of glossed over in the game.
Okay.
And they're changing, like, is this really essential, or can we change this a little bit to make it a different experience for the show?
Okay.
And that's kind of what they're doing. Plus, Neil Druckmann, who is the writer and like the co-director of Naughty Dog now,
Okay.
who created both games, he's like a big part of those. He's a part of writing the show. He's a part of creating the show.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know. It's this seeing the game in a new way. It's kind of like it's the story. We've seen the story through game. We've played the story of the game 3 times. If you played the original, the remaster, and the remake.
Like you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay.
But the show it's a different way of telling the story, with changes. So, it's a different way of experiencing. 'Cause now I'm not in control. Joel goes into a room with clickers. I'm not in control. I can't be like, okay, we're gonna take this nice and slow. He goes in differently.
Okay.
Like you don't have they're taking away the control you have of those action scenes. It's actually stressed you out a little bit, especially because they've also added new characters.
Okay.
They've made new characters, new like stuff for the game, where it's gonna change it up and it's gonna add a little extra like tension because now it's like, I really like this character. What's gonna happen to them? And I think that's a really good way is if you keep it and you add new characters where it doesn't affect the overall story.
Okay. So it's kind of like an official like alternate universe then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it. It's like it's an alternate universe where there's small changes.
Okay. Because when I first saw it, right, and I saw it, I was like, oh, it's Joel, it's Ellie, like it's all these, it's the same story, and so I was like really confused, like how are they going to market this to Last of Us fans who played through it again 3 times, right? Even if you love something, it's like
actually it's more than 3 times.
I know you've played through it once, twice. New game. Is there a new game mode plus on that?
I don't remember.
I know in Batman games there always is.
I just know that I played the original 3 times.
Fair enough.
And then I played the remake twice, 4 times, and then part 1 I played once.
So a total of 8 times. I can't blame you. I've played World at War 8 times through, so yeah. I can't blame you.
And this is way better than World at War.
Did you just say you don't believe in war?
I said this is way better than World at War.
Oh, I thought you said no. I don't believe in war. I'm like,
I don't believe in war, Cameron.
I don't know if you don't believe in it like ideologically or like you're just a denier. Like it just doesn't happen. I got real confused there for a second.
I'm World War denier.
Yeah, no, none of that happened. Neither of them. No, just never happened. But okay, yeah, because I saw it and I was like, I don't know, because if there's a World at War game and they're like, oh yeah, we're just retelling it. To me, I'd be like, yeah, but I played through it, right? Like I've seen it, but I guess if they're changing it up enough to make almost like an alternate universe, I can see where they're going with it then. Okay.
Yeah, well, even if they didn't change it up and it was a direct, like they just took it and just turned it into a show, it'd still be enticing to watch because it's a different experience watching the story through a TV show compared to playing the game. They changed it up. It's changed up.
Okay.
We talked about already. Halo. Did you watch the Halo show? I need to know.
No, I did not.
Have you ever seen anything from the Halo show?
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of like talk about it. And I will say, for the record, I remember I was with some people. We were walking in a mall and we saw like a billboard for it, and one of them went like, I don't know why I'm saying them. It was Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But so I think it was me, Gabe, Aiden, and Matthew. We were walking in the mall, and we saw it, and Gabe's like, "Oh man, I'm really excited for it." And I remember I was like, "Oh, see, I'm not sure about it. I've seen it. it's again, to me it was the same as Last of Us. It's like it's another story about Master
Mhm.
Chief, and in my head I was just thinking like I just don't think because they're redoing the story from beginning, and I was just like
Yeah.
to me it didn't look good. To me it's like you have a world in Halo that you could tell from, right? You have
Mhm.
so much you could. I mean, you had Halo Reach. Halo Reach is my favorite fucking game.
I know. I think that's actually like a difference between Halo and Last of Us.
Mm.
The Halo games, there are like Halo ODST is not about Master Chief. Halo Reach is not about Master Chief.
And those were some of the best games. They had so much to tell
Yeah.
them. They've had animated shorts about the Covenant. About
Mhm.
there was one. It was like an anime style. And it was such an interesting one because I can't remember.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna correct me. I'm waiting for it because it's like, oh, it's so easy to search up. It was an animated Halo thing, right?
Yeah.
The guy dies at the end. Really impactful. I can't remember a lot of it. I watched it when I was young. But it's like it was so cool to watch those little animated shorts. And it's like they had so much to pull from and they go, oh, let's just retell Master Chief and then fuck it
the
up.
difference. Halo universe has stories like ODST Reach, not about Master Chief. The Last of Us is The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it falls
Both are about Joel and Ellie,
Mhm.
mostly about Ellie. So that's like with a Halo show, retelling Master Chief. Yeah, I can tell why you like. I can see why you aren't interested in that, like retelling the story, because he's the star of it. Why, like, it's such a rich universe.
right. It's
With The Last of Us, it's like that's a unique story in there. I want to see that in a different way.
right.
I want to see that again. So yeah,
And you know what? I might have to watch The Last of Us. I might
Also-
have to.
I would. I'd recommend it to anybody. Even if you don't care about the games, it looks so good and it's so well acted. And the composer for the games did it for the show.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Gustavo, don't remember his last name.
Not a true fan. He's not a true fan. Call him out in the comments. Call him out. He
No.
doesn't even know the last name of the composer. Call him out. Put it down in the comments. Say he's not a true fan. He's searching it up right now. For the audio listeners at home, he's currently on the computer searching it up.
Musician Gustavo Santaolalla. I said it wrong.
Say it with confidence. Say it
I
with
don't know how to
heart.
say his last name.
Say it with heart.
Gustavo, okay?
No, last name. Say
No,
it.
we're on a first name basis.
He's not a true fan. Call him out. Call him out. Call him out.
Okay.
I might
He
be
came back to
dropping the mic.
compose the
Yeah.
show. He came back to compose the show.
Okay.
So good.
Nice.
The intro for the show is so good.
Mm.
And when the music came on, I was like, it's him, baby. And then it came with composed, but I was like, it's him. It's
Nice.
so good.
Beauty.
No. Excellent. Yeah, no, I'd recommend watch the show.
Okay.
Watch
Okay.
the show.
See, I want to watch it just so that I can get to the episode where I can go, oh, MRU. They filmed at MRU.
I know. Let's film the tape.
Oh, was it filmed at Tate as well?
Yeah, the hospital scenes is filmed in State because apparently the TV wing was unintentionally designed like a hospital hallway, so it looks like a hospital. It's got like blue tiles along the walls.
Oh, wow.
So if you walk through that, you feel like you're walking through a hospital. Like, okay, that's cool.
I wonder if they used the front of MRU for the beginning of the hospital scene, or if they something
Possibly.
completely different. Because I remember one day we got this email like, oh, by the way, the east entrance is getting like essentially shut down. Please be understanding they're doing filming here.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming and it was like, again, the entire front entrance was just like blocked.
Yeah.
And we had a bit because MRU's kind of like split into like a main building and then you have some like separate buildings along the area. And I usually go into one of the separate buildings called the EA building, and it's all windows essentially.
You know that, guys? That's where you can find Cameron on most days.
Yep.
You want to track Cameron down?
Come find me. I'll hunt you down for sport. I'll do it.
Whoa.
I'm joking. I would never. I love you guys. I love all of you. But it was really funny because there's on the windows it's like no pictures.
Mhm.
And it's like, and last guy I went, oh, like anyone's gonna listen to that. And then I saw it. They had fucking security guards like on the windows. It was insane. Cause I'm just like looking at them like, oh shit, they're like serious. Like
no, they don't want pictures. They want
really don't. Like
Yeah.
I thought they'd be like, hey guys, we're going on an honor system here. But like they knew us, right?
No, they don't do honor system.
Right?
Not with that budget.
Right, honestly. But it was crazy to be there at MRU and like again, I never saw anyone. Did you see anyone when you were as an extra?
I saw them in the trucks.
So you did actually see the actors in
I got to see the actors in the truck
Okay.
once
Ooh.
because they did a shot with I think it was a stunt driver just getting like the outside shot with like on top. It was actually such a cool rig. I got a picture of the truck.
Okay.
It was a truck with a rig on top for a camera person to sit up there with a camera,
Okay.
and then instead of just the headlights, it was like a light bar,
Ooh.
so like it actually light up so you could see it all. And then it was like a light camera rig inside the truck too. It looked so good. It
Wow.
was so cool.
Okay.
And I know they did once with a stunt driver to get the outside shots,
Right.
and then they did it with the actual actors.
Oh, okay.
It was really good.
Wow. Nice. That's actually really interesting.
I
Yes.
really thought it was cool.
Yeah, see, because we didn't see anyone. Like, I was in and out of classes at the
Mhm.
time, and I didn't stick around to be like, oh, can I see anyone? I literally, because again, there's no pictures I could have taken, so I was just like, oh, they're filming. That's gonna be in the show. I should probably watch it. And then I just left. I went for the bus. But
Sure.
yeah, so I might now that you've recommended it, I might have to watch it just so I can say that I've seen my school.
For sure. And that's actually like that was the other thing that's kind of cool.
Mm.
Stuff's been filmed in and around Calgary like a lot.
Mm.
I've never really noticed it's Calgary. Watching the show, like I know people, I recognize places around Alberta.
Right.
So watching the show, I'm like, oh, I know where that is. Like even if like they changed it all, I know what like buildings is. It's kind of cool to be able to recognize stuff. And I will admit, it does take me out of the show a little bit to be like, well, that's not Austin, Texas. That's this street there. That's Inglewood and shit like that.
Fucking Inglewood, man.
But it's still cool. Like it's cool to recognize and be like, I know where that is. I know where that was.
Especially in a big name production, because you don't see Calgary.
Yeah.
Much. Like
No.
it's cool to see it in such a big production.
Yeah, and it's I thought it was really cool and fun to be able to like see stuff and like I recognize that. I know where that is. Like to know be able to like kind of like have a general idea of where they filmed certain scenes. Like that was really cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is really cool.
I like that. Yeah. So
So going on back to the Halo. Sorry, because I went off topic there.
fuck Halo.
Well,
Fuck-
went
sorry,
around.
fuck- no, not fuck Halo. Fuck the Halo show.
Of course.
I love Halo.
So you've watched the show then, eh?
I have seen part of an episode and I've seen a lot of clips.
Mm.
I had no interest in it. I think it was in a trailer where they showed Master Chief take his helmet off. I went, yeah, I have no interest because I know this is gonna be bad.
That was
Master Chief doesn't take his helmet off in the games.
He does, but you never see it though.
That was the thing.
You never, yeah.
As soon as they took his helmet off in the show, I went, oh, they're gonna do this to deliver some emotional monologue or something.
Mm.
I have no interest in that. And then I started hearing about like all this different stuff, like Master Chief having sex with a Covenant spy that was a human. So it was a Covenant spy. I was like, really? Master Chief got funky with a Covenant, and it was like,
I really wanted to do the elite sound when they go like whoop whoop, and I was gonna say that whoop whoop pussy really go different, but it's not a funny joke. You know what? Pretend it
No.
didn't exist.
And then I was like, and then it was like, it's a human spy. I was like, what? The Covenant are running a genocide.
Yeah,
Like the games are just slaughtering everybody.
it's
And I was just like, wow, it's so weird. And I couldn't. Like, I wanted to give it a try, but it wasn't a show I was like, I knew if I watched it as it was coming out, and I saw one thing and I didn't like it, it would ruin it for me. So I was waiting until it was all out so I could binge it.
okay,
So I could be like, well, now I'm not like waiting on this. I
right.
can just go through the episode.
Mm.
And then I heard all this stuff. I was like, yeah, no, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell. I'm not watching this. I don't care.
Yeah, see, because like I said, from the get-go, I wasn't really into it. I'm just like, nah, they're doing another Master Chief thing.
Yeah.
They could do so much more. And then I heard about it. I'm like, I was fucking right.
Well, that's the thing when it's like, he takes his helmet off. He has sex. Like, why do it about Master Chief then? Like,
Right.
just do it about, like, ODSTs.
Exactly.
Like, why does it have to be about Master Chief? You're having him do all this stuff that doesn't have to do with, like, Master Chief as a character.
Mm.
Just have it be someone else.
Exactly. And like I said, like there's so many different stories to tell. Like I guess they really couldn't retell Reach because Reach was like a pretty one and done kind of story.
I think they should have.
We'll see.
I think they should have done a limited series retelling of Reach.
Well, see, I think Reach was done so well with oh God, well, I'm not a true fan. I can't remember the name of the team.
Disgusting.
Bravo 6? No, that's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm fucking losing my mind.
Disgusting.
I get put on camera and I forget everything. Anyways, I just think that the squad, you know, with like George and Kat, and June and all those guys, right?
I didn't see.
Oh, look at that, dude. But I just the story that they told, because they told the fall of Reach, right? Like
Yeah.
from beginning where they start the invasion to
Mhm.
the end where the glassing happens. I think they told it very well. But like again, a story like that. I mean, you could do any kind of glassing, kind of like the Covenant comes and they fight.
I
We-
think
Mm,
they could have done the Fall of Reach in a similar way of The Last of Us. Where you take the points, but then you change it up a little bit as you go.
right? Because
And then also
Mm.
that would be like everyone knows how it ends. Like everyone knows how The Last of Us ends.
right,
But I'm still interested to see how they do it on the show.
right.
Everyone knows how the Fall of Reach ends for those characters.
Oh yeah.
I would still be interested to see how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care about seeing like they're not gonna kill Master Chief. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
Like literally, you could take that team and you could be like, oh, well, let's just kill them earlier on a little bit. Like, oh, let's have them die a little bit
Mm.
earlier. Let's take away their plot armor. Master Chief, he's not gonna die. They're not gonna kill him.
Yeah, and I think Master Chief's story is also just so, like, how do I word this? Like it's not done. 'Cause I think they're still making a few games
I think
with
so.
him in it, but like the idea, like he has his very solidified story. Like it's like, I mean, you could retell it, but it's a different character at this point. Just make it someone new. Also, I still don't want them to redo Reach. I really don't want them to redo Reach because the
That's fair.
deaths in each of those games, I just don't think they could change it to make it better.
That's fair.
I think they. I mean, I bought. Did I ever show you those? The metal posters that I bought.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I bought. I bought these metal posters, and it's of each of the team members, and it's like an emblem that represents them, name, their Spartan number, and then like their last quote that they had.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think the best one was George, where it's like, tell him to make it count. God, fucking gets me every time. Actually, I don't think it was the last line. I think it was like,
They're like most like memorable.
yeah, most of them were the last line. Like
Yeah.
Kate's was like, ever experienced the glassing? Me neither. It's something like that. It's like, and then she had like one quick line right after that
Yeah.
before she died. But yeah, no, I don't think I'd want them to redo it. I think they would pretty well done
That's fair.
already. But yeah,
just,
no,
like that was just like an example of what they could have done instead
True,
of doing
yeah,
another
yeah, no.
Master Chief story.
exactly. I mean, it would have been, if they redid Reach, it'd be better than what they did with Master
Yeah.
Chief. 100%.
Yeah, you do it a little bit, you expand on it because Reach is also an old game.
Oh yeah,
It's an older game.
Oh, yeah.
We got Master Chief recently.
exactly. Yeah, no, it's
Like that would have been and also everyone like no one's really gonna care all that much about a new Master Chief story in that way.
mm,
I probably would have watched right away if it had been a Reach or like a different story in the Halo universe.
100%.
Yeah. Also, with like a new Master Chief story, it was like, oh, like there's not like that many stakes. Like they're not gonna kill Master Chief.
Mm,
But if you'd done a different story, like if you just made like a whole new one, take Master Chief out, put different characters in,
mm,
that now adds like I'm now interested to see which of these characters dies. Like,
Right.
oh, if you make them likable, I'm gonna care.
I also think Halo Master Chief was also a really bad choice to make.
Yeah.
For the sole fact that part of the fun of Halo is that you are Master Chief, right? Like you
Mhm.
get to play as him. You are the one-man army.
Yeah.
And I think that's like part of the fun of it all is that like, oh yeah, you're him, you're the one doing all of this.
Yeah.
And so when they take that away from you and they're just like, watch this guy with no stakes, right? And it's like, yeah, like as you're saying, right? Like there's no stakes. He's not gonna
Well,
die.
that's the thing. In a game, it's exciting because you're the one man army. No one wants to watch a show with a one man army. Like The Last of Us, you're Joel. You're a one man army.
Yeah, but
In
even
the show, they've taken it away. In the show, they're making him old. Like he's old. He's deaf in one ear. His legs creak because he's in his 50s.
but I would even argue in The Last of Us, it's still like a very stealth based
It is.
game and like survival, right? Like
Mm.
you're not going in fucking boo 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 boo, right?
No,
Like it's
And
you gotta take
that's the
it
thing.
slow.
Like in The Last of Us, the characters aren't like the one man army where like they're invincible and all that.
Mm.
In Halo, that's the fun of like the fun of The Last of Us isn't that you're a one man army.
Right.
In Halo, for me, the fun of it is that I'm a one man army. I go in. I'm the one at the front of the pack leading. I'm the one going in and killing all the Covenant and doing everything.
Exactly.
But in a show, that's not entertaining. It's not entertaining to watch a character in a show be a one-man army go in and kill everybody.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
really have any trouble with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I find TV adaptations of games to be a very like touchy thing. Like it's
Mhm.
either really good, like again, like The Last of Us, where it's like, oh, this is actually looking really
Yeah.
good, or again, like it's just like, no, this isn't. Because I'm just trying to think of other ones. I mean, they did like how many Doom movies, and none of them were like.
One.
They've done like 3.
I only did one Doom
I
movie.
think they've done like 3
I
Doom.
only did one Doom movie, and it was nothing like the game.
None of them were. I've seen like bits and pieces of all of
Okay,
them.
I've
None of them
only
were
seen-
like the game.
I've only seen one, and like it was like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
yeah. It's like
where it's like it's not hell, it's an alternate planet with aliens.
yeah, Mars, and because I think some of the games were based on Mars itself.
Yeah, but the games were also about demons.
Demons, yeah, and it's like
You
yeah,
were a demon slayer.
I know it was weird. But like those ones, right? Like everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, those aren't good. Halo. I'm just trying to think, what other ones were there? Like, there's nothing else.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Actually, I did hear about the.
I heard the most recent one wasn't bad.
Yeah, but the other ones were like, right.
Uncharted.
Oh, I never actually saw that one.
I haven't seen that one either. I heard it was mediocre to not great.
See, I that was one that came and
And
left.
I think the problem with that was the casting. I think Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are good actors.
just not for.
I don't think that they're Nathan Drake and Sully. That's
Yeah, definitely no.
like, yeah.
Eh,
Especially because Mark Wahlberg doesn't have a mustache for most of the game. Sully has it. And Nathan Drake, like Tom Holland, he looks too young. for
Yeah,
Nathan Drake.
Tom Holland has a young face.
Yeah.
And Nathan Drake's supposed to be like a little bit older, more grizzled.
Yeah. So like, I don't think that they're bad. I
Mm.
think it was just poor casting.
Yeah. But,
Which honestly was something I was kind of worried about when they were talking about the Last of Us show.
mm,
Because if you stick with like these games have great material to work with. So if you stick with the game stuff, you don't have to worry about the story. You have to worry about the acting.
right.
And so if you cast it poorly,
Mm.
then it's bad. Like if they cast you as Joel,
Yeah,
fail.
exactly.
It's a fail.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Mm.
There's actually lines from the game directly put in the show.
Oh, okay.
I love that. There was direct lines.
Wow. Well, talking about shows, have you seen The Bad Batch? I figure we'll make this
I've seen
episode all about
Part
shows.
of the first season.
Oh, so you haven't even got to the second season?
I
yet.
haven't even gotten to the Fall Camino.
Oh, Fall of Camino, that was like the end of season 1.
know.
So if you haven't got through season 1, I would expect you not to get to the Fall of Camino.
Yeah.
Yeah, because season 2 came out. I think they're on
They
like
did.
episode 3. Really good actually.
Yeah.
I've really liked it. A lot of stuff building up.
That's good.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm also a sucker for clones. I mean, the best part of Clone Wars was the clones.
I do like the clones.
I mean, my favorite's Hard Case. I love Hard Case.
I know you talked about that many times.
Rest in peace, Hard Case. He deserved much better.
Yeah,
But
I don't
yeah,
know. I was excited when it was first coming out because
Mhm.
I actually really liked the Star Wars season 7 arc.
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
It's just not your thing, eh?
There's just something about the show that just didn't catch me. I'm sure if I go back and watch, like if I go back to watch it, it'll catch me. Because sometimes I don't get the first time.
Mm.
But I don't know. The first time it was kind of a struggle to get through it.
Okay.
Like I was just struggling to want to watch it,
Mm.
which sucked because I was actually really excited when it was announced,
Right.
and it looks good.
Mm.
I find them like I'm a sucker for clones. I love clones.
Fucking great.
Yeah, and I love the shortly after Order 66 stories.
Yeah, because you
Love
don't see
that.
too many of those. You really don't.
You used to not. Now it's like everything is said just after Order 66
Yeah.
before New Hope. Literally,
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, Bad Batch,
Rogue One,
Rogue One.
part of season 7.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, see, I wouldn't count that as like after. That was Order 66.
No.
Technically, it was 5 minutes after.
The very last scene when Darth Vader's picking up the lightsabers on the
Oh.
moon is after Order 66.
Fuck off. Technically speaking, yeah. Actually,
Jedi Fallen Order,
Oh.
Jedi Survivor,
now, yeah.
Rebels.
Well, Rebels wasn't really after Order. Well, I mean, everything is after
What
Order
do you mean
66.
it wasn't order?
But it was a rebellion era. Like, that's
After Order 66.
I mean, well, I thought you were saying, like, right after
So
Order
is
66.
Rogue One. I said Rogue One. Rogue One is literally
Oh, I guess Rogue One.
seconds before A New Hope
Yeah,
starts.
that's true.
It literally ends with that scene.
Yeah, you got me there. You got me there.
Yeah.
For some reason in my head, I was like, no, yeah, Rogue One. Because, you know, I was thinking Andor
Yeah,
in my
well,
head.
you said Andor, I said Rogue One.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, those are
No,
two.
I like after Order 66 before A New Hope is like that's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
There's so much in there now. Like before,
Mm.
yeah, not much.
Yeah.
There was like a bunch of novels, but there wasn't like main media about it.
Mm.
Now it's like every story is either after episode 6 or before episode 4, between episode 3.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Um
I love them to retcon episode, like what happened.
7 through 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I'd love
too.
for that to happen. Listen, I loved 7.
Me too.
I love 7. I thought it was a great movie, and I will fight that any day of the week. I will die on that hill.
I
7.
thought 7 was a good start. I thought 7 wasn't a great movie, but it showed good potential to make it to be a good trilogy.
Right? And then it gets switched. And then the thing is, I think it was switching directors and switching ideas.
It was absolutely switching directors.
Because it switched, and then it switched back to the original. And again, I know the directors, but I just don't remember what order it was in. But
J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, J.J. Abrams.
there we go. Okay. I couldn't remember if J.J. Abrams did the first one or if he did the
He
second
did the
one.
first and third.
Okay, yeah.
Ryan Johnson did the second one.
But yeah, so it was like fluctuating because it went like, oh, here's a start, and then it's
Yeah.
like, I want to go this way, and then by the end, it's like, I want to go
That
this
was the
way.
thing. There was no consistency.
Yeah.
The first one had a tone. The second one completely changed the tone. The third one just tried to like, it went too far trying to rectify the change.
Yeah, it was just.
And that it was a mess.
Have you ever seen those interviews with the cast? So for the 9th movie, the really famous line is, "They fly now! They fly now!" Have you?
They've been flying.
Yeah, like
Clones had jetpacks.
they had them since the Clone Wars. It's like, wow. Because again, I always thought,
No, you know what my favorite line of the entire Star Wars saga is?
what?
Somehow, Palpatine has
That's a
returned.
fucking class.
A high-paid Hollywood writer sat down and wrote, somehow Palpatine has returned as the reason behind the villain coming back, and went, that shit is golden. And everyone, whoa, that's excellent.
I always feel better about my essay writing when I think about that.
Every time I write a script, I'm like, this kind of shit. I think about how much they probably got paid for somehow Palpatine's return, and went, yeah, this is shit. This is golden. This is better than somehow Palpatine's return.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh my god, it's great. But yeah, no, I just even the actors, they were done dirty because they were great actors. Every single one of them, I like them all.
I want to agree, but I didn't like Rose. Or
Oh, so you're a Rose hater,
I'm not
right?
a Rose hater. I just don't think she's necessary for the story.
Okay.
I think the actress is fine. I think
Oh,
honestly,
no, yeah.
I think Ryan Johnson just went in the wrong direction with her. I think she could have been really cool.
Oh, for sure.
He had said
Okay.
differently.
No, okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying like you didn't like the actress.
No, I
Yeah,
thought the
no.
actress was fine.
Yeah, no, the character wasn't that great, but I mean the actress did fine,
Sorry,
phenomenal
yeah.
with what she had. Sorry, okay, we were going on two different paths. there.
Yeah,
I was about to be like, oh, you're one of those people.
I
where
didn't
you're
like
like,
Ray.
okay. Oh wait, did you say you
I
don't?
didn't like Ray.
Again, yeah, no, I didn't like Ray. Well, I mean, I liked her in the 7th movie.
I thought she was okay in the 7th movie.
But 8th and 9th, again, yeah.
I liked it in the 7th movie because I thought it was a, oh, cool. Finn's gonna be a Jedi too.
Mm.
I thought, honestly, I thought it could have been cooler if it had been like the trilogy had been about Ben, Rey, and Finn.
Mm.
All three of them having like a different journey with the Force. Where literally, if they'd put work into Finn being a Jedi, the second movie could have worked. Because it could have been Rey falling away from the teachings of both into
Mm.
becoming a Grey Jedi, Ben becoming a Sith, and Finn becoming a Jedi.
Mm.
And then like all three of them have conflicting
Ideology.
ideologies, and then yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, anything would have been better. Because
Yeah. Also, the concept art for episode 9, and the concept story. Why didn't they do that?
Yeah, doesn't like Hux kill himself and like
Hux kills himself on Coruscant because the First Order's falling. Yeah. And like there's like riots and shit, and like Yeah, it's like a big battle on Coruscant.
That would have been really
I was
interesting.
like, why wouldn't we do that? That sounds so much better than the garbage we got.
Yeah, it's
And it was so in theaters when all these ships jump out of hyperspace. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this?
right.
Why are there so many ships? That's so stupid.
It's
Because there's no reason for it.
yeah. It's
Honestly, the writing in the last one's just so bad.
yeah, it was not
They
great.
just went too hard into. Well, the seventh one worked because there was nostalgia, right? That's why it worked. Let's just go heavy into nostalgia.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's all the references and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, and like all the like convenient plot things. Like the one I always see is the dagger.
The daggers are
The
really funny.
ancient Sith dagger that somehow lines up with the wreckage of the Death Star
Yeah.
on the moon.
Listen, I'm willing to stretch my belief so far. That was like a little bit far though. Like that's
Yeah,
you know.
the ancient dagger lines up perfectly with the wreckage of a Death Star that was created later on that was never supposed to break.
Yeah. Exactly.
That completely by chance landed there. Like, what?
But the Force.
That's not how the Force works.
Hey, you got it. I was hoping you'd get that.
No, I
so glad you got that.
yeah.
Mm.
I also hated how they killed each of the original trilogy in each movie.
Right.
I was like,
Listen, I got Han Solo. I understood Han Solo.
I understood Han Solo. I thought that
Harrison
was
Ford hated the movies. He wanted to get out.
Yeah.
I get it.
I thought it was a good shock,
Mm.
but they didn't pay off on it. It was like I thought that could have been a good way of no one's safe.
Mm.
Where it's like, oh, Han Solo, he's safe. They're not gonna kill him.
Right.
And then he dies. It's like, oh, no one's safe in this trilogy. I thought
Yeah.
that could have been a really cool way to go with. And then it just became no, we're just gonna kill each of the original three in each movie.
And I love Carrie Fisher's death. I really do. Right. Like I loved her as Princess Leia.
She died, and they made it work with what they did. I thought it was excellent what they did.
That's cool. What I was trying to get was in eighth movie, right? Kylo Ren shoots out the cockpit. That's not the word. What's control room?
Yeah,
Right.
the bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jeez, man, my brain's fucking losing it.
Yeah.
He shoots out the bridge, and she's off out in space.
Yeah,
Right.
I hate that.
Well,
That's
do you hate the fact that she was out in space, or the fact that she somehow magically got?
I hate the fact that she somehow magically used the Force to fly back to the door. It was
pisses
fine.
me off. I remember watching that and going like, well, and it wasn't that she was a Jedi. Like that part, I could be like, oh yeah, you know.
I don't care about the Jedi part.
But it's like she's dead. She like I'm sorry, fucking the Jedi back in Order 66 got shot down, right? Like with a few blaster bolts. What Jedi is surviving the fucking vacuum of space other than fucking Plo Koon? But he's an alien, you know.
He's wearing a mask too.
Yeah, right. And it's like, but like she's saying that, then all of a sudden she's like, and you know what pisses me off more? What pisses me off more? The entire bridge is fucking in the vacuum of space, right? And she goes back to the door. They open the door, and she falls in, and there's no suction. Like
I know.
They do this like little like spray effect to be like, oh, like we're pressurizing, but it's like, what are you pressurizing? Yeah. Nothing. You're sucking everyone out. Like she's floating away. It really made me. That scene made me mad. Like again, I love Carrie Fisher. I also love Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
But the deaths should have been deaths. You know, like it's.
I think that would have been a great way to kill her.
Right.
I thought that would have been an excellent way to set like. That could have been a great, like, oh my god, she's dead. Like, wow, they really aren't safe.
Yeah, and Kylo Ren really is turning to the dark side. You know, like it.
I also don't think
so much potential.
Yeah.
Also, how much time do we have left on this podcast?
I think we should start. We should probably wrap up and head into the Patreon.
All right, hey Jimmy, what was your favorite episode? My favorite episode was the one where they talked about TV shows for a long time.
I don't know. I like this one. I like The Last of Us. I wanted to talk about it.
We really stuck on that topic. We stuck on TV shows and movies.
I don't see a problem with that.
Oh, you know what?
Speaking of, this is actually that's not a good transition.
Sorry, I gotta make this text. It's my ma.
Yeah, you better text your mother.
You continue.
All right, I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of the podcast. I hope it all sounded better. Technical issues hopefully fixed. Let us know in the comments if this was better and what we can improve on. We are, looking to learn. We want to improve. We want to get better.
Yeah. Except for if
So-
it's telling me what I forgot. My brain's the size of a goldfish. Please
He's
don't
a bit
be
of an
like.
idiot sometimes. Okay, you gotta give him a break.
Not sometimes. Most of the time.
Most of the time. we
Please,
both are.
please. I love God. Actually, it was this. Listen, man.
We are two idiots talking to microphones. So
It's true.
give us some break. Give us some slack.
But if it's something about the video, tell us about it.
Tell
We'd
us,
love to
Tell
improve.
us something to fix. Tell us what you guys would like us to talk about if you guys have opinions
Yeah.
about that stuff. You can find my socials all in the description below, all under Liam,
Mine are under there too, I suppose.
under Cameron.
Under Cameron? Yeah, I don't know what they're under.
And if you guys want the extra topic for today, check out the Patreon, which is at the bottom of the description. And with that, we'll see you guys in next week's episode.
Love you.